there's so many different, I mean, I wouldn't even know where to begin, you know? I mean, there's the MyLab part, the small portion of the secret space program, the part working in the Federal Reserve, where I was working with those people that were in the Black Sun cult that were inviting me to the Masonic Lodge that I went to a couple times. I went out on the boat with some of them one time, and they were like telling me all their philosophies and whatnot, and very, very dark people. And yeah, I mean.
But it started for you as a child, right?
Yeah.
Did you have memories of it during your childhood, or was that pretty much erased?
Well, yeah, I mean, the memories were kind of played with, though, a little bit. Like, when I would have memories of, this will sound kind of ridiculous, of a pirate ship coming to get me. A flying pirate ship.
Kind of like Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like, you know, sounds totally ridiculous.
No, well, I get it. See, those are like the memories that I had. Right.
You know, so, but that's obviously not what happened, but that's like, I don't know if that's, as a child, how I organized the memory, or if the memory was screened or played with. Later on, when I worked doing things that I'm not very proud of in the other programs, I got to see how screen memories and blank slating people and that kind of stuff works. And it was done on me quite a bit.
And then you were co-opted into the program through what you actually was done to you, and then
because I was labeled an intuitive empath, which back then they didn't have all these different nice esoteric ways of making you be a good remote viewer or bilocator or that kind of thing. They did it through terrorizing you into having an out-of-body experience, kind of like a lot of rape victims and whatnot report during their attack. They report self-separation, seeing it as a bystander occurring to them, not actually, that kind of thing.
Yeah. They have the protection mechanism. Do you separate from the body?
Yeah, they had known about that kind of stuff for many years, and they used terror on certain personality types to cause you to have an out-of-body experience.
How do you think you were tapped? I mean, what do you think the process was that got you tapped for that? Because this is something interesting, I think, for a lot of people that...
I come from a really big Navy family. I think some of that had something to do with it. I'm not exactly sure. I think my grandfather knew somewhat what was going on. But I think... I remember going through a lot of testing.
In school?
In school.
Through the school system.
Yeah. And...
That's important. I mean, if you don't mind me asking you questions, because I think it's important.
In all the testing, even when I was in elementary school, and reading, and everything except for math, but in reading and all I tested like 4 or 5 grade levels ahead of where I was. But they always put me in like special ed kind of classes, and then they had kind of like an Explorer program kind of thing, vans that would come and pick us up and take us to other facilities to where we met other kids like us, or they took us out to Carswell Air Force Base. It's closed down now.
Right, of course.
It's
typical of the...
It's somewhat closed down. It's still in use. And I have a lot of memories of...
But were you made to feel special? Or?
Yeah. Of course. My dad was a coach. He took on coaching jobs and always... I remember a lot of the time we were usually within 15 minutes of that base. Until my mom divorced him and left him and then moved back to this area. and then I started going to elementary school, like in the 4th grade or whatever, and then I started doing the testing there. I remember doing testing there, and
Were all the kids taken to the testing, or did they just come in and choose a few kids from a class, or how did that happen? If you can remember that.
I remember them bringing the tests in to the class, and it was like those bubble tests, you know.
Right, you fill out the little
and then
multiple choice sort of.
later on you would be told, oh, you did so well, you know, you know, we'd like you to do more testing. And then this testing would be observed, like a teacher that wasn't from the school that I didn't know would sit there, and it ended up being exactly like what I took later on in high school, like the ASVAB test for military. And on that test, I tested the top 10% in the nation on that. And it was pretty much that, like that kind of stuff.
What were the abilities they were looking for? Abilities to intelligence?
Intelligence, cognitive, that kind of thing. They even did the weird things of, which was very odd, of the weird cards with stars on them and different things like that, trying to get you to guess what was on them, playing the whatever object under plastic cups.
Oh, okay.
You know, different things.
Did you ever have eye tests with colors or anything like that?
Yeah. And hearing.
And hearing, like tones.
And I still to this day I can hear things way off, and I hear a very high pitched noises. I could hear very high pitched noises, and they'd be like, "Wow, you can hear that," and they would be like, "Do it again." You know, I'd lift my right hand, left hand, and I could hear them. And they did the eye tests, different things with the thing they put over you with the color stuff, and
I think it's important to talk about this because, I mean, I've listened to other MyLabs and different stories and stuff, and it's like, how are they tracking? How are they finding? What are they using? Are they still doing it today?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They categorize. They do it totally different now. It's a lot more sensitive.
The testing or the equipment
and their treatment. It's not. It's a lot more sensitive the way it's done, and the blank slating is not done chemically anymore.
Okay. So can you talk about those experiences that you went through?
Such as?
Well, how were you blank slated, or what aspect of that? How did that start?
Mostly it was done chemically through. They give you shots.
Okay.
And then give you. They would hypnotic. Kind of like when you go through hypnosis, they would give you shots, and then they would talk to you in a steady voice and put you down into maybe a certain, not theta, but a certain level, and then... Did you have something on your head that was monitoring your brainwaves too? Yeah. And then they, later on, they could do that with the kind of like piezoelectric kind of things they'd put on your hands or fingers to monitor, or just on your forehead. Just give you the drugs and then have you discuss what you went through, and then they would read like they're reading a book, telling you a story, and then show you a movie of like something else, and that would become the screen memory overlaid.
Okay, so you would actually be seeing one picture, and you would be telling a story that was disjointed from that picture, or
it occurred in sequence.
Oh, okay. So they were giving you a memory. They were basically.
Yeah, you would give them your. It was also like a debriefing at the same time.
Okay.
You would tell them. It'd be like a debriefing what occurred, and then they would they kept it kind of childlike, read you a story to make it more easily ridiculed or silly or kind of,
Right.
the other experience, and then you would have a film that you would watch with headphones on that would be your memory or dream.
Right. So they would drug you, put you through some sort of experience, some torturous thing where they were doing things perhaps to you.
Yeah, and then,
they would,
training after.
Right, training, okay. And then you would debrief whatever happened to them. You would tell them where you went or what you experienced, or did you remote view or whatever. And then they would blank you, and then they would give you something to remember.
Yeah. You notice I can talk about this now without getting all...
Yeah. Different, huh? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Before, I couldn't even talk about it.